Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amisham bin Azhan. My registration number is 61497. And today I will be presenting the pre-reflection task that was given to me. So, allow me, doctor, to use monitor as my screen because the screen at my laptop is actually not quite good, so I have to use monitor. So let's jump into the first questions, which is under aspect of understanding ethics. What do you currently understand about ethical considerations and challenges in accounting and business practices? So, to me, in accounting and business, ethical considerations are all about doing what's right and fair. This includes being honest, following laws, and ensuring that financial information is accurate and transparent. One major challenge is the pressure to manipulate numbers to make a company look better than it is, which can mislead investors or stakeholders. Another issue is conflict of interest, where a personal gains might influence decisions. Ethical practices help build trust, but challenges arise when there's a conflict between profits and doing the right thing. So staying honest and fair is the key to the long-term success in a company. For question two, expectations. What ethical challenge do you anticipate encountering during course delivery? So during the course delivery, I anticipate ethical challenges like ensuring fairness in grading and avoiding favoritism. Another challenge might be plagiarism, where students could copy work from others without giving credits. So this is actually a common thing in university life as a student. It's also important to respect students' confidentiality, especially when dealing with sensitive information. So finally, making sure that all students have equal access to resources and support can be challenged, as some of them may face difficulties that others don't. For question three, self-awareness. How do you think your personal values align with the ethical standards expected in accounting profession? So, my personal values such as honesty, especially integrity and responsibility, strongly align with the ethical standards expected in accounting professions. So, in accounting, it's important to be truthful and transparent with financial information, and my value of honesty support this. Integrity is all about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching us. So, which matches the professional expectation to follow the rules and regulations. Lastly, responsibility means being accountable for my actions, which is a must in handling financial data and ensuring accuracy. So overall, my value guides me to meet the ethical demands of account. Uh, Next question is applications. In what ways do you think ethical considerations can impact decision making within an organization? So, in my opinion, ethical considerations can greatly impact decision making within an organization by guiding leaders to choose actions that are fair, honest, and responsible. For example, when we try to decide on financial strategies, ethical standards ensure that a company doesn't mislead investor or manipulate figures for short-term gain. They also influence decisions on how employees are treated, making sure there is fairness in hiring, promotions, and benefits. Ignoring ethics can lead to legal issues, damage to the company's reputation, and loss of trust from customers and stakeholders. On the other hand, ethical decisions build long-term trust and stability for the organization. So for the last questions, awareness of consequences. How do you perceive the potential ethical challenges or consequences of an ethical behavior in business context? So in my opinion, I perceive that unethical behavior in a business context can lead to serious challenges and consequences. For example, if a company engages in dishonest practices, such as manipulating financial data or deceiving customers, it can face legal penalties, fines, or lawsuits. Unethical behavior can also damage the company's reputation, causing a loss of trust from customers, investors, and employees. This can hurt the business financially, leading up to drop in sales or stock value. So, additionally, unethical practices can create a toxic work environment, lowering employee morale and productivity. In the long run, the consequences of unethical behavior can be far more costly than simply doing the right thing from the start. And yes, I think that is all for me. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amnizawani binti Mama Akmal. My metric number is 1820. I would like to present my production for integrate awareness of ethical consideration to various accounting and business related issue in an organization content. What is ethics in accounting and business? Ethics in accounting refer to the moral principle that guide the professional behavior of accountant and business professionals. These include acting with integrity, maintaining confidentiality, and ensuring transparency of financial reporting. The International Ethics Standard Board for Accountant (IESPA) could provide a global standard for ethical behavior in our professions. Ethical challenges we anticipate. During this course, we expect to encounter situations that test our ethical judgment. For example, we might face scenario where there is pressure to present favorable financial result, which could lead to conflict between profit and transparency. Another challenge is managing confidentially while using accurate reporting to all stakeholders. Professional value and professional ethics. Our professional value, such as honesty, fairness, and responsibility, are critical in upholding the ethical standards expected in the accountant profession. These values support the IESPA code's emphasis on integrity and professional behavior. However, we also recognize that maintaining these standards under pressure can be challenging, especially in competitive business environments. Impact of ethics on decision making. Ethical considerations significantly influence decision making within organization. For instance, an accountant may need to decide whether to report suspicious financial activity. While there may be pressure to remain silent, ethical standards guide us towards transparency and accountability, even if it comes at a cost to the business. Consequence of ethical behavior. Unethical behavior is a business can lead to serious consequences both for individual and organization. Reputational damage, legal penalties, and loss of client trust are common outcomes. In extreme case, unethical practice are contribute to financial crisis and the collapse of major corporations, as seen in historical cases like Enron and WorldCom. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zurino Atika binti Abdul Jabal. My metric number is S62741 and I will do my pre-self-reflection on integrated case study. The first key question is regarding my understanding on the ethics. According to my present understanding, ethical considerations in accounting go beyond simply following the rules. They include making decisions that reflect fairness, honesty, and responsibility. One of the most difficult challenges is balancing ethical obligation with business demands. For example, an accountant may face scenarios in which the company's financial interests collide with ethical reporting standards, necessitating the prioritization of public benefits over personal or corporate gain. The second key question is about my expectation on the ethical challenges. I expect to face ethical challenges including fairness in working together, particularly in group projects where contributions may differ. Another potential problem is adhering to ethical research and analysis standards, which include correctly citing all sources and verifying that the work is my own. Furthermore, case studies or simulations may provide ethical dilemmas in which I must critically evaluate corporate actions while maintaining an ethical perspective. The third key question is about my self awareness on my own personal values. I place a high value on fairness and respect for others, which I believe are closely related to accounting ethical standards. The emphasis on confidentiality in accounting, in particular, resonates deeply with me as I believe in respecting people's privacy and managing sensitive information with care. This belief influenced my activities, ensuring that I maintain the trust put in me by clients and coworkers. The fourth key question is about the ethical consideration that can impact decision making. Ethical considerations does influence decision making by establishing a framework for assessing the impact of actions on diverse stakeholders. Organizational decisions on resource allocation, employee treatment, and customer interaction must consider fairness, integrity, and accountability. Ethical consideration also influence how organizations address conflicts of interest, ensuring that personal benefit does not outweigh what is beneficial for the organization or its stakeholders. A lack of ethics in decision making can lead to legal implications and harm the company's reputation. And last but not least is about the awareness of consequences, where how do I perceive the potential ethical challenges or consequences of unethical behavior? Unethical behavior, such as insider trading or misrepresentation, can result in both immediate financial loss and long term damage to a company's reputation. Additionally, it can create a toxic culture within the organization where employees feel pressured to act dishonest. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Masira Najwa binti Fazli and my metric number is S6242, and today I would like to do the pre-self-reflection for integrated case study. For the first question, I do understand that ethical consideration in accounting and business revolve around integrity, objectivity, accountability, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, and professional behavior. In accounting, ethics demand accurate financial reporting, compliance with regulation, and avoidance of practice like fraud or mispresentation. Ethical business practice include responsible corporate governance, environmental management, and fair treatment of stakeholders. Ethical challenges arise when conflict of interest, pressure to manipulate financial data, or lack of oversight lead to compromised decision making. Insightful understanding comes from recognizing how ethical failures in these areas can damage reputation, harm stakeholders, and result in legal consequences. For the second question, the challenges that would be anticipated during the course delivery, in my opinion as an accountant, it was handling conflict of interest, striking a balance between profit and social responsibility, and handling circumstances where the best course of action is unclear are some examples of anticipated ethical issue is in an accounting or business course. For example, there may be dilemmas related to reporting financial information that may negatively affect the company's performance but is required for transparency. Conflict between cost-cutting and sustainability programs may also give rise to ethical issues. Strong ethical decision-making abilities depends on being ready for these complex issues. The third question is about self-awareness. I think my personal value is aligned with the ethical norms of accounting profession, which include honesty, fairness, and accountability. However, there can be possible conflicts. For instance, if organizational pressures force choice that put financial performance ahead of morality. It will be crucial to think about how to handle this circumstance in order to make sure that even in stressful conditions, one's personal principle and professional behavior stay in line. For the fourth question, from my perspective, an organization's decision-making process is greatly influenced by ethical issues, especially when it comes to upholding stakeholder confidence. Ethical consideration must be taken into consideration while making decisions, such as the fairness of the financial reporting, the effects of cost-cutting strategies on worker welfare, or the effects of corporate operation on the environment. Ethical factors frequently affect an organization's long-term viability and reputation in addition to their decisions' immediate effects. Leaders who have a solid ethical foundation need to make a morally sound decision. For the last question, based on my observation, in a business setting, unethical behavior can have a variety of negative effects such as legal repercussion, harm to one's reputation, and a decline in stakeholder trust. For example, financial restatement, fines, or even criminal charge may follow unethical accounting activities like tax evasion or financial misstatement. Furthermore, a culture of unethical behavior can lower organizational effectiveness overall, enrich employee morale, and increase turnover. Recognizing these possible outcomes emphasizes how crucial it is to promote moral behavior in all facets of corporate operation. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nuraisha bin Muhammad Nazim, number matric S62952. So today I will present for self pre-reflection. Okay, the first question is understanding ethics. What do you currently understand about ethical consideration? So for my opinion, ethical consideration is an content like must be an honest and fairness in all their professional and business relationship, or especially during their work. So next, the organization might face on their employees and employees unethical behavior that we are unexpected during doing their tasks like to manipulate or change the amount of tax. So this behavior slightly significantly impact on their business practice for the current and future, like in manipulation on cash flow and another bookkeeping or record keeping activity in the organization. So the second question is expectation. Okay, what ethical challenges do you anticipate encountering during the course? So, first is discrimination. For example, like someone will face their unfair treatment from teachers and other classmates on the basis of their races, attitudes, belief, and other else. So maybe this will might be discrimination. Okay. And secondly, honesty and is for example, the student might copy the others' work and copy this will lead to honesty and honesty and did not have the integrity during their studies to their the assignments work. That's so okay. There self self awareness. How do you think your personal values align with the ethical standards expected in the accounting profession? Personally, I need personally I need to implement the ethical behavior from now on study because if we implement the ethical behavior like fairness and integrity during our study, this can slightly impact on our future behavior or likely our working days. So the individual we will have a good behavior in accounting profession. So that applications. Effort application. Okay. In what ways do you think ethical consideration can impact on decision making within an organization? Okay. But this can impact this by encouraging leaders and employment to employees to place a higher to prioritize the accountability of fairness and responsibility that can impact the decision making. So these factors will have a business uh, it will have the business to have a benefit on their stakeholder like employees, customer, and the third party on their decision making. So, for example, like leaders and employees can make it if they make an ethical decision making. This can avoid the legal issue and legal violation. Okay, lastly, awareness of consequences. How do you perceive the potential ethical challenges or consequences of unethical behavior in a business context? So, and perceive the potential ethical challenges by having a legal and financial penalties. This unethical behavior can lead to a lawsuit, fines, or even a shutdown of the business due to regulatory violation. Second, workplace culture. If unethical behavior will lead to a toxic environment of leaders and employees, because they can lead to higher turnover rates. So, thank you. That's all from my pre self pre
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabila binti Manasih and my metric number is S62556. Now, I would like to do the pre-reflection for integrated case study. So, for the first question, ethical considerations in accounting highlight the principles that guide the conduct of professionals in the field or a set of principles that guide your research or practices. The important elements in ethical considerations include integrity, like accountants are required to maintain honesty and transparency in their work to avoid any misleading financial statement. So, the challenge in accounting and business practices is for example, data privacy. Accountants must protect their privacy, the privacy of client information, and not disclose sensitive data without proper authorization. This is because the management of sensitive financial information presents the ethical challenges related to the confidentiality and security. So, for the second example is conflicts of interest. Relationship with clients or suppliers can influence decision-making processes, which may compromise objectivity. So, it is important for accountant to maintain objectivity and avoid any conflict of interest to ensure that their decisions remains unaffected by personal bias or connections. Next, the ethical challenge that I expect to face during the delivery of this course is, in this course, we are required to work together in a group and assignments are also given by groups because each of us has a different perspective, so it will be quite difficult to deal with different ethics among our group members. For example, they have to complete their respective assignment according to the due date given. So everyone have to be done the assignment before the due date to make sure all of them finish their assignment on time, so it is difficult for us. So this is the challenge. In my opinion, how my personal values are in line with the expected ethical standards in the accounting profession is to connect my personal values with professional ethical standards, especially in making unbiased decisions and protecting confidential information. For example, my commitment to justice ensures that I remain objective in my professional evaluations, avoiding any possible conflict of interest. Next, for ethical consideration have a significant impact on decision making in organization by influencing long-term results. For example, building trust and reputation. Ethical decision making help to build trust among stakeholders such as customers, employees, investors, and even the publics. Organizations that act consistently ethically are more likely to promote loyalty and achieve continued success over time. Lastly, how do I see the potential ethical challenges or any consequences of unethical behavior in a business context will occur loss of trust and reputation damage. So unethical behavior can quickly reduce the trust that exists between the business and their stakeholders. So actions such as dishonesty or fraud can cause stakeholders to lose confidence in the integrity of the organization. For example, a company found to manipulate its financial statement for short-term gain may face a significant decline in stock prices, investor losses, and damage public image. So this can also cause reputation damage, decrease customer loyalty, and loss of business opportunity. That's all for me. Thank you.